Hi guys, and welcome once again. So in today's video I'm going to tell y'all some of these aesthetic trends and different types of aesthetics like the mob wife or trad wife or baby girl men. So yes, I'm going to explain all this and also the good things and the dangers of such cultures.
Let's start.
Exact definition of aesthetic. So aesthetic means that something or some personality which is not valued for some purpose or for some purposeful thing, but rather it's valued for some physical enjoyment, like those beautiful pens and all. They are not so much useful than those normal pens, but yes, we get them because they simply look attractive. That's the aesthetic things. And throughout social media, especially TikTok and IG, we can see lots of such trends. Throughout Instagram or TikTok, you may have seen some trends like that girl, mob wife, clean girl, and also things like restocking, shopping, hauls, etc. And yes, who can forget the Stanley Cup trend? So yes, we'll talk about the Stanley first. So yes, once there was a Starbucks collaborated with the Stanley, and yes, on the Valentine's Day there was a huge mob, and yes, there were lots of stealings, and also the Stanley Cup had become trendy. It's very trendy, and yes, people became so crazy for just a simple water bottle. And yes, we can also see the Stanley collection or the Starbucks bottle connection, etc. And I personally think that it's cringe.
This is the crazy sad beach trend. These crazy people don't even consider others' choices. And our generation is so obsessed with anti-aging rather than important issues.
And yes, now we will go to the restocking things. Now there is lots of skincare restocks and ice cube restocks. Now when I saw some skincare restocks, now some ones were very relatable and understandable, but I saw some ones which were completely unnecessary. That once a guest came, and for him or her you're stocking so many things as if you would do for some 2 to 5 years, which was very useless. And I also saw the ice cube stocking. And why is there a need to do such an insane amount of ice stocking during the winter season? That too for the hot chocolate. So yes, these are very cringy trends, like it fuels overconsumption. This too much restocking of drinks, food and all leads to lots of waste, which is like detrimental to the environment. So yes, personally speaking, I hate and dislike these trends. Like, who the fuck needs such trends? And I also saw one very crazy video that there was one fruit protectors, and they used to like fruits like onions or tomatoes or bananas. Like there were pink silicone covers, and one girl, she kept all those things in there and told that all these things last for 3 days. So yes, such unnecessary things are crazy, and not everything is needed to be an aesthetic.
The best way you can waste your food.
Unfollow those accounts ASAP. Now we will see that girl or the baby girl or the e-boy, e-girl aesthetic. Now, in 2021, because of the lockdown lifestyles, many influencers started doing those trends of lifestyle change in order to be more disciplined and to have a healthier lifestyle. And also these aesthetics were like very nice at the surface. And yes, they told that you should drink green juice, you should wake up early, you should sleep early, etc., which was more on a positive note. But the problem is that sometimes they do lead to an inferiority complex of those who don't have such routines. And yes, this leads to unnecessary perfection. Now, while I believe that there should be discipline, there should be good lifestyle, we must understand that when you do some small mistake, it is not a huge crime, right? And also, I saw the e-boy or the baby girl men trend. Personally speaking, I personally don't like toxic masculinity, but yes, this aesthetic and all is also kind of sometimes very toxic. So yes, I will tell you guys to, yes, express yourselves, but don't force it on someone else or discourage the one who doesn't do it. These crazy trends. And yes, the that girl lifestyle and all is kind of very nice, but yes, sometimes it's like very perfect to get matching clothes and all. So we will talk about the hauls now. So I saw Sheen haul, this clothing haul, that clothing haul.
They get an insane amount of cringy clothes.
But personally speaking, too much of these haul trends are really unnecessary, or these collections. And yes, Shein is, by the way, a very bad brand, a very unethical brand, fast fashion brand, which is known for its infamous activities such as exploiting slaves, not giving them enough money or proper shelter to do the work, unnecessarily forcing them to do a lot of work. And also the clothes made are so low quality, they have been even they have contained poisons in it, and lots of waste is happening. So yes, I think the TikTok is fueling overconsumption, which is not something good na. It's very harmful. So yes, I will advise you to, yes, take inspiration from his aesthetics, but stay within your limits, stay within your budget, and don't unnecessarily do the things which you can't do or you shouldn't do. Avoid fast fashion and use and throw things as much as possible. My routine is far from aesthetic. My routine is a good one. Like, I have some steps like skincare routine or study routine or morning routine, but yes, sometimes like I'm not kind of perfect. So yes, my routine is like that of a very normal person. My things, I do have aesthetic things, means good purposeful things as well as attractive, but not so high tech. So I personally consider quality and sustainability over the looks or the aesthetics. And yeah, I wanted to share about the faith integrated aesthetic cultures. Now some content creators who are faith creators like Muslim creators or Christian creators, one prominent example is Ashley Hetherington. Now I love her content, but yes, like her aesthetic things, I personally think that she's putting these lifestyles on a bigger pedestal than the actual purpose. Your ultimate goal is to be Christ-like. And yes, I think that being disciplined is not wrong, but creating the toxic culture is. And remember, there are the dark sides of these aesthetic cultures. First of all is overconsumption. Overconsumption is causing lots of problems like waste, not only harm to the environment but also financial waste. You waste a lot of money on these unnecessary things which have hardly any quality. Who is going to care about the oily, greasy clean girl or the mob wife? I don't think anybody is going to care about these weekly changing trends like the pink pilots or the blue nail. Such useless things. We have to talk about more important things.
A new trend called de-influencing has started.
Forgot almost. There was a tradwife trend, and yes, that is also kind of toxic and demeaning. These things like your profession, your motherhood, your personality is not an aesthetic. It's okay to fit or not fit into traditional norms or traditional standards. Thank you for listening to this episode. Hope you get an insight on these aesthetic cultures, and yes,